My bridesmaid Vanessa was supposed to be my best friend. I mean, we'd known each other our entire lives. We grew up together, we shared every secret, every laugh, every single heartbreak. She was the person I couldn't imagine my life without. So, when I got engaged, of course, she was my maid of honor. But something shifted during my engagement. I started noticing things. The way her smiles became a little too sharp, a little too tight, whenever my fiancé walked into the room. It was the strange energy that I couldn't quite put my finger on, but it made my stomach twist. I tried to ignore it, telling myself I was just being a stressed-out bride, seeing things that weren't there. Then came the night that confirmed all my worst fears. We were having a movie night, just us girls, a typical pre-wedding tradition. Her phone was on the coffee table, face up. It lit up with a notification, and my eyes just happened to catch it. A message. From him. My fiancé. My heart dropped. It wasn't the message itself that I saw, but just his name popping up on her screen that late at night. It was enough. Everything clicked into place. The weird smiles, the late-night work calls he'd been taking, the sudden distance I felt from both of them. It all made a horrible, sickening kind of sense. My first instinct was to scream, to cry, to throw her phone against the wall. But then, a cold, calm clarity washed over me. A confrontation would just lead to denials, gaslighting, and a messy, dramatic fight. They would paint me as the crazy, jealous bride. No, they didn't deserve that. They deserved to be exposed, not just confronted. So, I did something else. I pretended I saw nothing. I smiled, we finished the movie, and I went home with a plan forming in my mind, a plan that was as cold and hard as the new reality I was facing. The next day, I made a phone call. Not to him, not to her, but to the hotel where we were scheduled to have our rehearsal dinner in just a few weeks. I spoke with the event coordinator, a very helpful woman named Sarah. I explained that I had a special surprise video I wanted to play during the speeches, a little tribute to our love story. She was more than happy to help. She told me to just bring the video on a USB drive, and they would handle the rest, queuing it up to play on the large projector screen behind the head table. Perfect. Then, I did some digging. I had a hunch, a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. I remembered my fiancé mentioning a business meeting at that exact same hotel a week prior. On a whim, I called the hotel security department. I explained, with a shaky but convincing voice, that my fiancé had lost his wallet there, and we were trying to retrace his steps. I gave them the date and the approximate time. It was a long shot, I know. But sometimes the universe conspires with a broken heart. The security chief was surprisingly understanding. And after a bit of persuasion, he agreed to let me review the lobby footage. And there it was. Crystal clear. High-definition betrayal. I watched Vanessa walk into the lobby. I saw my fiancé waiting for her. I watched them greet each other, not like friends, but like lovers. The way he touched her back, the way she looked up at him. They were way too close, way too comfortable. It wasn't a business meeting. It was a rendezvous. I asked for a copy of the footage. And I put that file, that single damning video file, onto a brand new USB drive. The night of the rehearsal dinner arrived. The room was beautiful, filled with our closest friends and family, all buzzing with excitement for the big day. I felt strangely numb, like I was watching a movie of my own life. My fiancé was by my side, squeezing my hand, telling me how much he loved me. Vanessa was fluttering around, playing the part of the perfect supportive bridesmaid. The hypocrisy was breathtaking. During dinner, the speeches began. My father gave a heartwarming toast, my future father-in-law followed. Then it was Vanessa's turn. She stood up, champagne flute in hand, a perfectly rehearsed saccharine smile on her face. She began her speech, talking about our lifelong friendship, about how perfect my fiancé and I were for each other. As she spoke, I caught the eye of the event staff and gave a small, deliberate nod. The screen behind her, which had been showing a static image of our names, flickered to life. The room fell silent. And there they were, projected 10 feet high for everyone to see, Vanessa and my fiancé in the hotel lobby. The secret touches, the intimate whispers, all of it. Gasps echoed through the ballroom. Forks clattered onto plates. Vanessa's speech died in her throat. She slowly turned, her face draining of all color as she saw herself on the screen. My fiancé froze, his face a mask of pure horror. In the dead silence, I stood up. I calmly slid the engagement ring off my finger and placed it on the table next to my untouched plate of food. I looked at the shocked faces of our friends and family, then at the two people who had shattered my world. "I guess the rehearsal's over," I said, my voice steady. And with that, I turned and walked out of the room, leaving the chaos behind me. The next day, both of their phones blew up with calls and messages from angry and disgusted family and friends. I didn't post anything online. I didn't write a scathing status update. I didn't have to. The truth had played itself out on the biggest screen possible. Sometimes, the most effective revenge doesn't need loud arguments or destructive flames. It just needs a well-timed spotlight. Thanks for watching. If you believe in karma, make sure to subscribe to the channel.